Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mr. Thompson and I am the principal of Dungannon Primary School. As a staff, we are working very hard to ensure our school environment is a safe place for your child and all who work there. COVID-19 remains a very contagious disease, and I want you to be assured that we are doing everything to minimise the risk of the spread of this disease within our school building. But we will need your help and cooperation to make this possible. This short video is designed to inform you of some of the changes we have introduced in an attempt to prevent the spread of COVID-19. And I hope it helps you as you prepare to send your child back to school on Monday the 24th of August. Each morning it is your responsibility as a parent to decide if your child is in good enough health to come to school. If your child presents with any of the COVID-19 symptoms, you must not send your child to school. Symptoms include a high temperature. This means your child feels hot to touch on their chest or back. Or a new continuous cough. This means coughing a lot for more than an hour, or 3 or more coughing episodes in 24 hours. If your child usually has a cough, it may be worse than usual. Or the loss or a change in your child's normal sense of smell or taste. If your child does present with any of these symptoms, you must keep your child at home and you must seek advice from the Public Health Agency. Everyone within your household must stay at home and you should arrange to have your child tested. You can contact NHS 119 for further advice and guidance. If your child presents with any of the COVID-19 symptoms during the school day, they will be placed in an isolation room and supervised by a member of staff. The member of staff will be required to wear PPE on this occasion. Parents will be contacted and you must make arrangements to collect your child immediately. It is important that your contact details are up to date and you are available to take a phone call. It is also important for you to follow the advice already provided. All other pupils within the same bubble as your child may be required to go home as a precaution, and parents may be asked to arrange for a COVID-19 test to be carried out. Children within this bubble may be required to stay at home for a period of 2 weeks, and we will issue advice and guidance if this situation occurs. When attending school, your child will be required to wear their full school uniform. Their uniform should be clean to prevent the spread of COVID-19 and, if possible, washed at the end of each day. Children will engage in PE activities and they must wear their PE uniform on their allocated day. Your child's teacher will provide this information when your child returns to school on Monday the 24th of August. Your child's journey to school begins from the moment they leave their home. The current advice from our government is that children must remain at least 1 metre apart and adults should remain at least 2 metres apart at all times. I would ask therefore that you consider walking your child to school if possible, and this will avoid the unnecessary crowding on buses and you will be able to supervise your child as they make that journey from home to school. If your child has to travel by bus, it is your responsibility to ensure the various bus operators are following social distancing guidelines. This is not the responsibility of school. When on the bus, it is your child's responsibility to put on their seatbelt and to remain in their seat until they arrive at school. Children have a responsibility to prevent the spread of COVID-19 and must do their bit. They must remain at least 1 metre apart from other children at all times. Please do not send your child on a bus if they are unable to adhere to these rules. If children do not adhere to these rules, they will not be allowed to travel on the bus and you will be required to make alternative arrangements. When the bus arrives at school, the children will be met by a member of staff and must follow their instructions at all times. Handover of children in the morning is structured to maintain social distancing of at least 2 metres. A member of staff maintaining social distancing protocols will receive children into school. Parents are not allowed to enter the school building unless prior arrangements have been made with the school secretary, Mrs. Hagen, or me. Markings on the ground and signage on the walls will help you and your child to adhere to social distancing guidelines. Please support us and keep your distance. Different entrance points have been allocated for different classes. At the end of the school day, children will be escorted out of the school building by a member of staff, and handover back to parents will be structured to adhere to social distancing measures. If your child is attending daycare, a member of the daycare staff will escort your child from their classroom to the daycare room. All staff and children will be required to wash their hands before coming to school, during the school day, before going home, and when they get home. It is important that you ensure your child knows how to wash their hands properly. Hand sanitizer dispensers are located outside each classroom, and children are required to use these before entering their room. If a parent is required to enter the school building, they must use the hand sanitizer dispensers before entering or leaving the school building. All parents must report to Mrs. Hagen and are not allowed to proceed directly to their child's classroom. If a child requires parent support when entering school, only one parent will be allowed to enter the school building. If your child is beginning primary 1, one parent will be allowed to accompany their child into the school building for the first week only. Please note that we will be operating a cashless system when we return to school in August. No money should be sent to school. Electronic payments may be made via a new payment app, which will be introduced to parents shortly. Facilities are also available for parents to make card payments in school. Again, full details will be issued shortly. Children have been organised into bubbles, and they will remain in this bubble for the duration of the school day. All children will have an opportunity to access outdoor areas of the school, but contact with pupils within different bubbles will be avoided. Teachers will deliver the curriculum in as normal a way as is possible within the current restrictions. It is important to stress that school will be a little different than before, but we will make every effort to make the children's learning experiences as enjoyable as possible. For the very young children, it may not be possible to adhere strictly to social distancing guidelines. The teachers will complete risk assessments, and specific strategies may be used whilst ensuring the health, safety and well-being of all involved. The majority of children will be required to eat their lunch in their classroom. This will avoid the unnecessary interaction with other children. Children will have their own allocated desk and set of resources which they will use throughout the duration of the school day. Desks and resources will be wiped down at regular intervals during the day, and children will be discouraged from sharing items. Children will not be allowed to bring any resources home from school and should not bring toys or teddy bears, etc. from home into school. Children are allowed to bring a school bag and a snack box or lunch box into school. These items will be wiped down upon arrival to school and must be wiped down again when returning to your home. Medication such as inhalers should be brought into school on the first day back. These will be kept in school from that point in a sealed bag. Please print your child's name and required dosage. Staff will be available to supervise your child as they self-administer. However, staff will not administer any medication to your child. Parents are reminded to replace any medication once the use-by date has expired. Children will not be required to wear any PPE during the school day. Staff will only wear PPE when carrying out intimate care duties for children with an intimate care plan. If your child requires first aid treatment, staff may be required to wear PPE. So finally, I am confident that together we can minimise the risk of the spread of COVID-19 within our school building. Information and advice is continually changing, but I hope we will be able to create a sense of normality and your child will have every opportunity to achieve his or her educational potential. School will be open to all pupils from 8:45 a.m. to 2 p.m. The early close allows us to clean the school thoroughly and to give you the confidence that our school environment is safe. Teachers will provide online activities, therefore your child will not be disadvantaged in any way. All work will be marked and assessed and appropriate verbal and written feedback will be provided. Children will be required to complete homework activities. Details about homework will be issued by the class teacher shortly. So finally, thank you for your support. Enjoy the remainder of your summer break and I look forward to welcoming your child to Dungannon Primary on Monday the 24th of August.